Now I said a car travels for 5 hours at an average speed of 70 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now I told that for the first 2 hours, its average speed is 61 kilometer per hour. Then you have to calculate the average speed of the car for the last 3 hours. Now you start by saying, okay, it's a solution for the whole journey now. For the whole journey, average speed, average speed equal to total distance traveled over total time taken. Total time, total time taken. Now that is you had two distances together, then you had two times together to get the average speed for the whole journey. Now we divided the journey into two parts. The one for the first 2 hours and that of 3 hours. So you realize that for the first 2 hours, we have the average speed to be 61 kilometer per hour. So I can get the distance covered because we are giving two parameters. Now for the first statement there. So for the first 2 hours, for the first 2 hours now, you use speed, the formula speed equals to just a distance over time. Distance over time. Alright, so we are given the speed. That's the average speed anyway. You can just say the speed at 61 equal to the distance covered within the hour. Let's call it D1 over the time. The time is just 2 hours. So when you cross multiply, then you can get D1 to be equal to 2 times 61, and that gives 122 kilometer. Okay, 122 kilometer. We need the other distance too. Eh? We need the other distance, but we don't know that. Now for the next 3 hours, the last 3 hours there, we have to calculate the average speed. But to calculate the average speed, we need the distance. Okay. Now I will now come back to this one. Average speed equal to for the whole journey now. For the whole journey, average speed equal to total distance traveled over total time taken for the whole journey. So for the whole journey now, we are told that the average speed is 70 kilometer per hour. So I'm going to start by saying 70 equal to uh, D1 plus D2 over total time taken. The total time taken is 5 hours. Now don't forget that D1 is the distance covered for the first 2 hours. Then D2 is the distance covered for the last 3 hours. So with this, I can substitute my D1 to be 122. So I have 70 equal to 122 plus D2 over 5. With this equation, I can get my D2 by cross multiplying. So if I do that, I have this times this. We have 1 times 122 plus D2. We have 122 plus D2 equal to 70 times 5, and that's 350. So if I collect like times, D2 will give me 350 minus 122. Okay, so 350 minus 122. This is 8. This remains 4. 4 minus 2 will give me 2. 3 minus 1, that's 2. So we have 228 kilometer. That is the distance covered for the last 3 hours. So with this now we can get the average speed for the last 3 hours. So average speed for the last 3 hours will now give me the distance covered for the last 3 hours, which is 228 over the time, that's 3. Then we reduce this. Okay, so when I reduce this now, so that will give us, so I'll just say 3 in 22, that's 7. Then that 1, so put 1 here. 3 in 18, that's 6. So we have the distance and the average speed to be 76 kilometer per hour. Okay, now this one here says the height of a pyramid on a square base is 18 centimeter. Given that the volume of the pyramid is 87 centimeter cube, what is the area of the square? What is the area of the square base? Of course, solution. Use the formula for calculating the volume of a pyramid. The volume of a pyramid can be calculated using 1 over 3 times the base area. So depending on the type of a pyramid, this is a square base pyramid times the height. Okay, so we say square base pyramid, something like this. Square base pyramid. The base is in form of square. Okay, so we have 1 over 3 times base area times height. So let me just substitute what we have. The volume is given as 87 equal to 1 over 3 times the base area. Let me just use A to represent that. The base times the height. The height is 80. So we have to find the area of the base, the area of the square base. So we have to find A. So here I can say 3 here 1, 3 here 6. So you have 87 equals to 6 times 8 times 1 will give me 6A. Then from here you divide both sides by 6. Okay, divide both sides by 6. So we have 87 over 6 equal to 6A over 6. 6 cancel 6 here. So here you can say, you can use 3. 3 here, 3 here, 2, remainder 2. 3 in 27, that's 9. 3 in 6, that's 2. So we have A to be equals to 29 over 2, which is the same thing as saying 14 whole number. 14 whole number, 1 over 2, centimeter square. Because we're talking about area. You can also say it is 14.5 centimeter square.